Most people moving to Sarasota make the same mistake when they start searching for homes, and they don't even realize it. They open things like Zillow, type in Sarasota, start browsing homes that they think they like, and assume that everything they're seeing is actually in Sarasota. But here's the reality. Some of these homes are 20, 30, even 40 minutes away from downtown Sarasota and the beaches. And they're in areas that feel completely different from what buyers had originally imagined. And I see this happen all the time. Buyers fall in love with a home online, and then they finally come down here, look at the map, and then suddenly realize they've been searching in the wrong part of the region entirely. The reason this happens is because the Sarasota area, it isn't just one city with a few neighborhoods around it. It's actually made up of several completely different pockets, with each one having its own lifestyle, price points, and type of communities. And there's actually one area many relocation buyers end up liking far more than they actually expected once they visit in person, which we'll get into in just a bit. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 of the main areas that buyers consider when they're moving to the Sarasota area. I'm going to show you examples of some real neighborhoods and inside each one, and help you understand how the map actually works. Because once you understand the map, the entire Sarasota housing market suddenly makes a lot more sense. Now let me show you something quickly on the map here, because this is where a lot of the confusion, I'd say, actually starts. So most people picture Sarasota looking something like this. You've got the city in the middle, the beach right next to it, and then a few neighborhoods spreading out around it. But the reality looks very different, I'd say. The Sarasota region actually stretches much farther north and south than most people expect. So some of it blends together. You can't tell where it stops, which city you're in, where you're at, and then some of it's distinctly different within just a few blocks. So to the north, you have areas like Parrish and Lakewood Ranch, which are filled with master planned communities, new construction all over. And closer to the central part, you've got Sarasota. You find Palmer Ranch, which is one of the most established, popular areas for decades. And then just south of Sarasota, you start getting into Nokomis, which gives you great beach access without those island prices. And then you keep heading south and you reach Venice, which has more of a small coastal town personality, I'd say. And even farther south and slightly east is Northport, which is much larger geographically than most buyers realize. In fact, it's the largest city by square miles, but not in population. Now, if this is your first time on our channel and you want to learn everything there is about Sarasota and the surrounding communities around Sarasota, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. This way you don't miss out on a single thing and you see all the latest homes and info that's happening here on the Suncoast. So the easiest way to understand how Sarasota is laid out is to start at the northern edge of the region and work your way south. Because as you move down the map, the lifestyle, price points, and the type of communities begin to change. So let's start up here in Parrish, which has become one of the fastest growing areas in the entire region. Okay, so we're going to start with the whole regional Sarasota map. You can see from Parrish all the way down to Northport and Welland Park. So Parrish, as you can see, sits north of Sarasota and Lakewood Ranch. And over the last few years, it's really developed greatly. I mean, it is just booming with new construction there. So it sits a really close drive to Sarasota and St. Pete, within a half hour of both downtowns. And several master plan communities are being built here. For example, North River Ranch, so that's right here. You've got a lot of different communities. If we pan towards the interstate, you've got Sierra. Shown that video many times. We've got a lot of different videos on probably about 7 different builders, which are going to be in there within along. But you've got a lot of different things. Oakfield Trails, Oakfield Lakes up here. Got a lot of brand new construction all the way down here. They're 3-laning this road. Everything's happening right there. And you just got a lot of things going. So a lot of this is driven by Sierra. You've seen some of these videos of this lagoon community. And then as you go further out east here, you've got a bunch of them coming up and down 301. Prosperity Lakes, Bella Lago we've shown you, Crosswind Ranch down here. It's very popular, some great things happening there. So Parrish tends to attract these people looking for new homes, growth potentials. It's really strong value compared to some of the established areas here in Sarasota Lakewood Ranch. So it's, but south of Parrish, is a place that most people researching Sarasota have already heard about, and that's Lakewood Ranch. So let's head down that way. We're going to pass Ellington, Bradenton. We're not going to pause too much about this. Ellington's got a lot of new construction as well along the coast. You've heard about a lot of the great beaches here: Anna Maria, Bradenton Beach, Coquina, Anna Maria Islands, very famous. But we're going to focus on the next one up, which is going to be Lakewood Ranch. Okay, so I just wanted to show you the relationship between Lakewood Ranch and Sarasota right here along the coast. Lakewood Ranch just over I-75, and it runs over a few exits, a very large community here. And it's one of the largest master plan communities in the entire country. And unlike many different neighborhoods, Lakewood Ranch isn't just one development. It's actually made up of dozens of smaller villages, each with its own kind of price point and feel. You've got everything from $300,000 condos, townhomes, to multi-million-dollar homes. So it's very, very drastically different. You've got lots of commercial spots. You've got apartments, everything you can find right there. But one of the newest spots I wanted to show you, highlight, is Waterside. So this University Parkway is the dividing line between the two counties, Manatee and Sarasota. So you've got a lot of entertainment districts through here. Waterside is a truly fun place to be. Just there the other night, Wednesday nights, they have lots of entertainment going down. They shut the streets down, and it is a blast, and live music and everything. So there's a lot of things going on. Lake House Cove, all that stuff here. You can see we go right up through here. Star Farms, this is really growing. Palm Grove is probably the most northern community. They've got stuff still coming out here to the east, but a lot of different communities. I could go on and on about each one of them. This core general area has been built out. Started about 20 years ago back in this Summerfield Greenbrook area along Route 70. So you've got State Road 64, which is Manatee Avenue here, 70, and University Parkway up until about Fruitville. So that's basically covering 4 exits, so that gives you the size of the enormity of it all. But Lakewood Ranch is a one of a kind. As we always say, it reminds us of the Disney World because it's highly manicured and really beautifully developed. Everything is perfect in this area. Looks like, and it's probably going to look that way with the CDD and everything, the way it was developed by the developer. It's going to be that way for quite some time. So Lakewood Ranch, just east of Sarasota. So as we continue south from Lakewood Ranch into Sarasota, this area is built up. You've got a lot of older neighborhoods here, smaller homes from the 60s and 70s. And as we further go down here, some of the cool stuff out east here, some newer stuff. But as we go down here to Palmer Ranch, you're going to be close to Siesta Key here. You're going to have a lot of different areas here. Golf Gate area, we've done videos on that and the like. But unlike Lakewood Ranch, Palmer Ranch is mostly established communities with mature landscaping and larger trees. Some of them have been built in the last 20 years, but you've got some newer communities, but not as new as Lakewood Ranch. The location is just hard to beat, though. I mean, you can be about 15 minutes to Siesta Key, about 15 to 20 to downtown Sarasota, restaurants, Legacy Trail, well-known neighborhoods like Village Walk and Esplanade on Palmer Ranch, Silver Oak, Turtle Rock, Promenade Estates, Arbor Lakes, just naming a bunch throughout here. And one of my favorites, Deer Creek. So lots of stuff going in. Let me zoom in so you can see TPC Prestancia. We mentioned Golf Gate. Homes from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, right close to Siesta Key. So that's why this has such a draw. It's close to the beaches, close to everything, and close to Sarasota. So that's the Palmer Ranch area in general. Vamo right by. So you have some older houses right along the bay. Some really incredibly beautiful houses up along here. We've touched on them on some of the luxury home tours that we've done up to Cherokee Park. This is really cool up along the bay, but basically talking about Palmer Ranch down here. Okay, now just a few minutes further south as kind of one of the areas where relocation buyers often look, I'd say. They kind of pass by. Oftentimes it's hard to get people to go down and see it, but once they end up seeing it, they end up loving it. Nokomis. So Nokomis sits down here, just across here from Roberts Bay, but it's really a great small little area. You can get to the beaches, Siesta Key, Venice beaches, all these, Minnesota Beach down here. It's really kind of neat, and it's really growing. That's one thing I like about it. You've got a lot of things coming along that Siesta Key and Laurel Road corridor, and it checks a lot of boxes for people close to the beach, without the higher prices. Nokomis Beach, as we mentioned, Siesta Key, all that stuff down there. You've got Talent Preserve out by the highway. There's a lot of new construction out east here, and a lot of things that are coming in along Laurel Road. You zoom in a little bit there along this Laurel Road area. You've got the brand new Sarasota Memorial Hospital at Venice, and tons of commercial coming in through there. So lots of other communities, Palmero, Aria, just trying to think of a bunch that are popping up. Vistera out here, Toscana Owls has been there for 5 to 10 years. That's a really cool one. But the Nokomis is an unsung one that you might want to take a look at. Now, continuing to head south from here, you reach another very popular destination right here, Venice. Venice has kind of a completely different personality compared to downtown Sarasota. It's more of a coastal small town atmosphere, very close to the beach, one of the only ones that you can go straight and walk downtown right to the beach. They also have a Venice Pier down here that Sarasota doesn't have out there, so it's really kind of neat. And the historic downtown, like I said, it's walkable. It sits right by the beach. You got a nice small shops and restaurants. But Venice has also seen significant new construction over the years. And one of the biggest developments is, if we go further here, is Welland Park, which has quickly become one of the fastest master plan communities, kind of along with Lakewood Ranch. Let's head down here. Let me show you. So right here is Welland Park. So new they don't even have it. This is kind of the heart of it right here. Cool Today Park, and they're downtown. Cool Today Park is actually the spring training home of the Atlanta Braves. So all this is growing, and they're going to be on both sides of this. So this is a giant master plan community. You've got all kinds of things inside Welland Park: Grand Paradiso, Sunstone, Brightmoor, tons of things that are going on there. And then as we go back to Venice, you still got your basic South Venice areas, and a lot of nice condos, a lot of retirees really make it home from the villas, the townhomes, and the condos throughout Venice Gardens here. But this is really where it's at. Welland Park we will be talking about for the next 20 years, and it is truly amazing. But as you look real close here, Boca Royale Golf and Country Club, we did one on that. We're very close to Siesta Key and close to the beaches here, up and down, so it's not a very far. And they're extending these roads. Everything's coming in, South River and North River coming from I-75. It's going to be 6 lanes. Going to be really nice. So the next stop is probably one of the more affordable, and that is Northport, which is one of the largest cities geographically in Florida. But unlike Lakewood Ranch or Palmer Ranch, much of Northport is made up of individual lots. So rather than traditional master plan communities, not a ton of gated neighborhoods, but endless suburban style homes and streets. You might find endless streets that might have maybe a street that might have 12 homes on it. Right now only has about 7. So there's a lot of lots available, and it's continuing to grow. It's a large space right here. So it follows 75 and 41 as it curves away from the coast. But down here you do have some older parts of Northport. Let me zoom in a little bit, which has some older homes and some canals right there. But as you can see, this is what I would say is a bedroom community to Sarasota. And when prices go up, they follow, and when they go down, they follow. So it's a little bit more affordable, and it's very appealing. The prices, of course, are appealing, but pretty much no or low HOAs. A lot of this stuff has no HOAs, no CDDs, no extra costs. So a lot of people like that. It's just kind of endless neighborhoods. They do have Heron Creek and Welland Park down there, which are master planned or gated communities. But for the most part, this is on both sides just endless neighborhoods of and streets of homes. It's really kind of nice if you don't want to be in an HOA. No restrictions, anything in that respect. 41 and Price is where your commercial shops are, mainly through 41. It's really developed, but all this is neighborhood, so you're not going to have a 7-Eleven, you're not going to have this or that. It's just endless streets. So that gives you an idea of Northport. So now that we've looked at these 6 areas, the next question that most buyers are going to ask is, which one of these actually fits best for me, for my family? So if you're looking for a polished master plan lifestyle with lots of amenities and lots of events, many buyers start with Lakewood Ranch. Now, if your priority is being centrally located near Sarasota, close to Siesta Key, all that good stuff, Palmer Ranch is often a great option. And if you love the idea of a coastal town, that kind of atmosphere with beaches and a charming downtown, Venice, that tends to check a lot of the boxes for that. And for buyers looking for new construction at lower price points, Parrish has become very, very popular. Plenty of new construction. So if your goal is being close to the beach without paying island-like prices, Nokomis is one of the areas that many buyers are discovering right now, and I really like it myself. I think it's up and coming. And if you want more affordability or just fewer HOAs and restrictions, Northport is probably where you might want to explore. Understanding these differences is one of the most important steps in figuring out where to begin your home search. And if you're trying to decide which of these areas might be the best fit for you and your family, feel free to reach out at any time by phone, text, or email, or even schedule a free Zoom chat. We help buyers relocating to Sarasota every single week, and we'd be happy to help narrow it down for you. So if you'd like a free Sarasota relocation guide, just click on the link in the box below or in the comment section. For living and buying in Sarasota, I'm Rob Rovnath. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.